Wait, should we helium? For the intro.
It's my balloon.
I'm trying a second because it was my idea.
But you have to do it. You have to do it with the intro. For the intro. Suck that Yoda, baby.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fifthunit podcast. We're here today with me.
What the fuck?
That was so good.
I've never
That's killed me. Why was that fucking good?
Give something like pass him along. Now, Chris, you bang an intro.
What, bang an intro? There's the whole there. What's up? Oh, has it changed my voice? I can't remember. Oh, it has. Hold on, let me do some more.
Hit it again.
Suck it down. Where is it? Where's the whole at? What's up, guys? Welcome to the 50th podcast. We're back this week with loads of homies. What the fuck? That's so weird.
What the fuck is up, guys? Welcome back to the Fifthunit podcast.
Where's the hole?
It's quite hard to find.
Where?
There.
Oh, right.
Suck the shit out of that.
Suck the shit out of that, homie.
It's gonna be high.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fifthunit podcast. I'm here with my boys today. We're going to talk about Fifthunit. Oh yeah, baby.
Jared's gonna hit it back again.
Fifthunit podcast and that.
You can't really see Aiden in the frame. Aiden's here. He's just munching it.
Oh, I'm like ended off that shit.
We'll just suck it off, baby.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that. Aiden's here. He's just munching on some food.
Pang food. Very pang food.
Wow, Baby Yoda's giving me this special power now.
Let me finish him off. I'm gonna do a fat hit.
Finish him off. Happy ending. What are you like?
It's a happy ending.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I actually do feel bare lightheaded.
Your voice is so weird right now.
It's actually mad. Anyone want another hit?
But yeah, today we're joined by Aiden Knox.
Hello.
We're going to be talking about parkour trips we've been on, parkour trips we want to go on, and all that other stuff to do with parkour trips. I think I'm fucking addicted to this.
Classic Jamie. Stuff already. Wow. And welcome back to the 50th podcast.
On that fucking
On that
bombshell.
bombshell.
I'm proud of that one. That was alright.
Hello and welcome back to the 50th podcast. This week we're joined by our humble guest, Aiden Knox.
Hello.
Also featured in the shot caller video we just put out. If you haven't seen it, check that out because it's sweet and we get shocked. It's pretty fun.
Shocking.
Also joined by the nice. That was. Also joined by the homie Dylan, the homie Jamie,
What's up?
and then James.
Ooh.
James ain't the homie.
Also the homie.
Pass me that body, I need
I'm
it.
just playing. Also the homie James, and then I'm Chris, which you all know because if you're a regular listener, I'm on every single one. So I'm gonna say I'm the most famous.
Even everyone.
Yeah.
Blimey.
You're the only one in everyone.
Yeah, I'm the only one and everyone. Today we're going to sort of talk about our first parkour trips and then also some little stories and stuff to do with that sort of shindig and how I think that people should start doing parkour trips back how they used to be and also more because, I don't know, people don't do them the same way they used to and it's not as cool.
Airbnbs and that.
Hostels and that.
Yeah, I definitely don't have Hostel World downloaded on my phone or anything.
I mean,
Hostels are different, I think, than Airbnbs. Like hostels.
Nah.
You're moving Airbnb?
Nah, I think it's all the same, really.
I think.
Mate, there's like two types of hostel for a start. There's the one that you're thinking where you sleep with like loads of different people.
Yeah, random man down.
They're not very
backpackers
common.
hostel.
Like they're not as common as you think.
Really?
I've been to fucking, not loads of them, but
All the
I've
hostels
not
I've been to are
hostels,
basically just
what
like
you
small hotels.
Oh.
Yeah.
depends.
No, most hostels I've been
Yeah,
to,
same.
I've been sleeping with other random people.
Fair.
Yeah.
I've never had that.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. That's
I'm just the guy there on the top
I
bunk.
think that's alright.
Naked, like fucking
Well, I
crossed
think
over like
part-
this, eating my sardines out of the can.
I think part of what
Hand over
made
the side.
parkour trips special was the sleeping on roofs, like the fact that you didn't have you never had anywhere confirmed to go. It was like you and you're just in the you just you'll just do
Your sleeping bag. And,
your sleeping bag, and you can just do you can do whatever you want because you've got no timings. Like you got no
You don't have to check out by 9.
exactly checking out or whatever. And then because of because of the sweet parkour skills, you can basically get to shit that no one else can get to, and then sleep there, and you wake up, you do a poo, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Life's is sick.
I've got a funny story to start with already.
Right, go on then.
Fucking Munich Fam Jam, my first ever time abroad.
Oh, there you go.
James was there as well.
Was that
James
your
was there
first?
as well.
Also my first time abroad.
Oh, man.
First time abroad on my own.
Yeah,
And my first
yeah.
parkour trip for sure.
Okay,
Wow,
so
so
first parkour
there was
trips,
this
Munich Fam Jam.
there was this fat hotel that everyone would sort of go and sleep. Did you sleep up there as well?
Yeah, on the roof.
Yeah, the hotel.
Yes,
So
yeah.
one time in the morning, fucking Hector gets up to take a piss, and he's just there and he's taking a piss just like over these gratings and shit. Connor O'Carroll's just there, like, taking a piss in his fucking sleeping
Not
bag
Connor
and shit.
O'Carroll, poor
Connor
guy.
O'Carroll, yeah, very gang OG.
He's a nice
funny
guy as
start.
well.
Yeah. He did get pissed on.
Poor guy.
Oh my god, that's
That's
from our
first.
Basically, we're at Fort Long, and basically, like, we were sleeping on the fucking high up platforms, and some guy down below woke up with a bunch of like piss all over his sleeping bag, and everyone started blaming. Like, everyone thought it was him.
Yeah, well,
he was just fucked from the night before.
And he was also closest to the edge.
Like he's.
Yeah.
Like it was where it was like it was below
Above
where he was
was.
sleeping, and then because the guys the runners of the event, who we actually knew because we worked there, we were at the event, came up and like, guys, someone's like pissed off onto this guy, like, who could it have been? Was it any of you? We were like, no, like, what the fuck, who's doing that? And then was at the edge. We were like, oh, maybe it was.
Indoors you were sleeping. It was
On the indoor
platforms
one.
in the
Yeah,
sleeping
like,
area.
yeah. Have you've never been, have you? Yeah.
Is
so
it
they-
Fort Long?
yeah.
Well, what the fuck?
So they basically make like platforms that you sleep on, and then like we obviously get the top because the top's sweet, and then like people have hammocks below, or like you sleep on this platform, and like there's a couple of hammocks below, and like if you pissed off the side, you straight piss on someone or their
there's
stuff.
always
Like there's no way you're missing.
Yeah,
But
people,
Well, would you piss off the side?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's toilets there.
Yeah. It's just a case of someone had not got someone couldn't be bothered to get up and climb down, go to the toilet and piss, and they just pissed off the side. So I hope it wasn't. I'm going to assume it was someone that climbed over to our bit to try and be discreet, then pissed off, and then.
We weren't the only ones sleeping on that platform.
No, that's
There
true.
were
There was a lot
randos
of
on
people.
there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in that after party get really fucking drunk. So.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The
Me.
guy also might have just pissed himself and then be like, someone fucking pissed on me.
Imagine.
Scandal.
So shout out to that guy.
Yeah. That was my first parkour trip at Fort Long.
Oh, great
Oh,
segue.
Yeah, great segue.
Wait, no,
Segue.
you went on that one.
Yeah, it was.
Wait,
Was that the first time we went to Fort Long or the second time?
First time.
The
No?
first time.
oh mate, I don't even know.
It was winter.
Oh, that was the winter one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was Callum? Was Callum there?
Yeah, it was the first time I met
Yeah,
Callum as
okay,
well.
there
And
you
I,
go.
and I thought he
You
was
must-
a scruffy boy for the
You
longest
must have been
time.
there. You
Because
must
I
have
met
been.
him at the same time.
Oh
as
yeah,
the Scruffy
yeah,
Boys.
because they were there
That was
too.
the first-
They were there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say all the Scruffy Boys. It was just like Miles.
It was,
Oh,
no, it was better than them. It was
Yeah,
Loleg,
Dodds.
Miles, Dodds,
Was Loleg there? Was Dodds
Joe. Yeah,
Because that's when
Joe
we
was
Joe
there.
wasn't there.
Joe was made
Yeah.
Joe
Oh,
was
I
there.
straight didn't
Joe
know
was
Joe.
Joe was injured. He also smoked the whole time.
Right.
He didn't really do any training.
Yeah.
That was in his bare smoking phase. And I think someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first. And Adam
Most of them were
Gamer.
there.
Adam Gamer
Oh,
came
that's when
with
you
us.
got called little
Yeah.
fucking. What was
No,
it?
that
NK.
NK.
Oh no, that's
That
that's
was
not
in
the
summer.
year. That's not the year.
Oh, what?
That's summer.
Winter was when all the Scruffy Boys came down.
Yeah.
Summer was the first time we went with Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The
So it
time-
was
the time-
summer and then the winter one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
the time Callum pissed off the edge was definitely winter.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, I say Callum pissed off the edge. The time Callum was there and someone pissed off the edge. It probably wasn't Callum. Let's be real. It was probably me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was also the origin of one of my first ever nicknames, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
NK.
Like genuinely,
Was it
NK.
nonce child?
Nonce child.
Child to NK, yeah.
Yeah, no, it translates really. You are a nonce child.
It was NK for nervous kid.
Yeah, basically, it was Jamie's first parkour trip,
Peak.
and we were like sleeping outside and stuff, like the usual business, like roughing it, and then also trying to get to like for the love. And Jamie was just kind of nervous, understandably for your first trip, you know what I mean? And you were quite young at the time, and Gamer being Gamer just jumped on
Capitalised.
that. Like, this guy's a fucking loser. And it was like, and he called him Nervous Kid, and he shortened it to NK, and then Jamie was just called NK the whole trip.
Yeah. Adam Game used to bully me as well. Don't get me fucking wrong.
Mate, the first
doesn't
time
miss.
I love the first time he met you. The first time he met you when I was there, and he was just like, "Right, that's the kid that bailed at St Thomas," and then he took a photo with you just to send to Marcus, so that you could be like, "Look who I met." It's so
Look what I met,
funny.
you know, like the fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, look who I met. He said,
Oh, when I did that pre in Dorking, I bodied that wall.
Which one? Which time?
Oh, and he on the post he was like, "Oh, and you threw ninja that shit."
Oh,
yeah.
We're walking from the back of Sainsbury's down towards where's that alleyway? You know, so at the back of Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
If you're walking down and the road curves downwards, and there's that little private estate area.
Yeah.
And there's two pillars, and you jump between
I prayed to the
one.
pillar and the whole pillar.
Yeah.
Like
The
split into
Facebook photo.
three. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
photo.
yeah.
So bad. It's a photo of me just like
Classic. You just
holding
like
my head
shitting
like that,
yourself.
like shit.
Woman
And
comes
you're there,
out.
like both bag straps, like.
Yeah. I'm there with my Route 1 bag. I'm like, why'd you do this? And the
Oh,
woman comes out and it's
yeah.
like, you're gonna have to pay for that, and you're just like shit yourself, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, I just fucked off.
Fairly fine.
Yeah, but I was shitting myself.
That was funny
I was
though.
like 14. I violated someone's house.
I remember
And
going
now I
back
do
to
it
that
for
spot.
fun.
I remember
Yeah.
going back to that spot not too long after, and they never fixed the pillar. They like redid the bricks at the
Oh,
bottom, but they
really?
left it low rather than up high.
Shit.
It's quite funny.
What was your first parkour trip?
It was the same. It was
The same as that
the
one?
fall on
No way.
summer. So it's me. You guys went. I think me, Jamie, and Ethan all kind of like jumped on it. We were like, "Fuck yeah, let's like this sounds sick." How old were we then? Like 15, 16?
Yeah. One of the two. I don't
Yeah,
know
and
exactly which
it
one.
was so sick. It was honestly like so many good
Good
memories from that
times.
trip.
Yeah, right. I feel like I couldn't have gotten a better grasp of a parkour
Yeah,
trip
yeah.
than
But
that.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I remember just all the shit, like, just the, I don't know, yeah, like you say, like the main part of parkour trips is like just sleeping rough and like sleep on the beach. They're just so many good memories.
Yeah, we slept on the beach.
Yeah.
And I remember I woke up in the middle of the night and I just see these fucking fats of lights coming towards me. I was like looking around in my sleeping bag, all you guys like, why is no one getting up? Like, what the fuck's going on? And I just watch it get closer and closer and closer. I'm like, I'm gonna die.
This is why he was called
That's why it's
NK, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, shit, you know, what's going on? And we're just like, oh.
It turned out to be like fucking big old tractors that were like raking the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like
kind of
moving
put,
the and
glass
like, I watched them get to about here, see us, and then they're like, circled around
Yeah,
us.
it's one of those things where you always see that sort of stuff, like the random like patrols on the beach and shit, but they never give a shit.
No, yeah,
They'll-
no.
and if they do give a shit, they'll come over and wake you up and be like, "Oh, can you move?" You'll be like, "Yeah, I guess."
I used to be quite nervous and shit. I remember one time, like me and Mark Miko, big friend,
Mark
there,
Miko,
like, we
yeah.
slept on top of like the mini spot roof. Like we climbed up
Oh,
the
yeah.
fucking stairway and slept on top of there.
That's kind of mad, actually.
Yeah, but I was like to Mark, I was like, okay, like we need to. We'll get up at 6 in the morning to make sure we don't get caught. And he's like,
Yeah.
6? What? I'm like, no, just so we don't get caught. We wake up at 6. Obviously, we weren't gonna get caught. I was just paranoid and shit. And we just sat in Subway for fucking hours looking like crackheads. And trained for like 2 days. But the last time I slept outside, I'm in Camden. Me, Ricky, and Nathan have to go up like this scaffolding to get there. And I think we found like a whole duvet and pillows and shit.
We found it.
Yeah, it was just like it was in the building site. We was like, oh, I'm having that.
Yeah.
And I'm like shot down the middle because it was so cold, and I'm just there like like fucking freezing together to try and keep warm. I'm loving every second of it. But then Nathan fucks off halfway through the night, and then it's just me and Ricky up there, and we hear these people coming up the scaffold, and we're like, fuck it. And then we hear like a little bling, like, Alpha Tango Charlie. Yeah, we seem to have 2 rough sleepers sleep on the roof. I'm like, fuck, it's the police. Roll over. Trying to get back to sleep. And they're like, how did you get through there? We're like, I don't know, just got through there. They're like, well, you need to come down. We're just like, 5 more minutes. Yeah, we're like, right. And then we're like, fuck. And we looked around, like, they're literally there, like, there was like this arch, and then they were on the other side of the arch. We squeezed through the arch, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're there like, walking around looking for another way down, and we're like, fuck, there's not actually another way down.
Yeah,
so we just have to go
arch.
there, get handcuffed and shit.
Yeah.
And they cuffed you.
Yeah, they cuffed me. So cuffed
do that sometimes.
behind the back, and I'm getting taken down these stairs. Was getting grabbed by the fucking like cuff of my collar. That's a weird experience. I'm to balance.
Yeah, that is
I'm like,
strange.
what? Give me a sec. This is really weird, yeah. And they're like, no, don't worry, you're all good. I doubt we're going to arrest you, but it's just for our protection and stuff. We just also want to make sure that no one's like wanted or anything.
Yeah.
This was 2 days after Ricky just came out of jail as well. So he's been in jail for 6 fucking weeks. Comes out and he's arrested like straight away within like 2 days. You know?
Why was he in jail for 6 weeks?
Missed community service. He got given like God knows how much
Like
community
400
service.
hours or some shit.
400 hours or
For
some
the train
shit
surfing.
for it was for jumping off of the DLR into the fucking Canary Wharf
Yeah.
water.
And they didn't do it, and they went to prison.
Yeah, he
Nice
just
one.
didn't do it. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, not fun.
Shit.
Yeah, fuck that. I'd
Yeah.
rather definitely do community service and go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still love all this shit, you know. And like you said, I feel like a lot of people don't really do it. Like, I've met freerunners who have never slept on a roof, and I'm like, you can't.
It's
Yeah.
mad. It's
Like, even
mad.
if they're sick at the sport, I'm just like, you're missing like what
There's an element
the
to
most
it. There's an
important
element
bit of
to
parkour
it. There's
community
part of
to me,
like,
you know?
I think for me, there's part of like the camaraderie of like you and your mates are in the situation and how do you overcome it, and then also like you just end up doing the most random shit. Like Marcus would attest to this. When we went to Barcelona, and we'd just be like, we'd kind of be waiting for like past like 9-10 to sort of start going into hotels and trying to go up the fucking lifts,
Yeah.
and then go out the windows to climb onto the top. And we'd be like sitting in a park because we can't, because you know we're all fucked from training all day, and we're sitting in this park because we're fucking knackered, and we like bought this box of cereal that we all just share. We're just pouring into our hands.
Box of sugar.
Cereal.
Oh, right.
Like I think we asked for paper bowls from fucking like from like some restaurant, and we're just sitting from like a shop, like a random shop, pouring cereal into these bowls, pouring some like almond milk in, and we'll just fucking like eat it like that. And it's just the stupidest shit. But then after that, you just climb up a roof, you have a fucking sweet time, listen to some tunes, like go to sleep, wake up the next morning, just fucking mad view, and just go back down, get to Macca's, charge your phone, train the rest of the day.
When you're in that kind of like sort of that like street sort of setting as well, the amount of like crazy encounters and stuff you get as well, and you get a lot of like good encounters as well. The amount of people that have had just like give me money or food and shit, you know, like hitchhiking and stuff. Like it's sick.
Yeah. That first time we were at Fordham, we slept on the beach, and this like family next to us kind of saw us taking out all our sleeping bags and shit like that. They were just having like a fat picnic on the beach, and they just came over and gave us like a fat bowl of pasta, a whole crate of beers and stuff. Like,
all crate of beers.
Yeah,
we're all drinking like literally everyone had a beer. It was so sick.
it was like, this is unreal.
I was
I was
saying-
buildings like around the road to get pallets to burn for a fat
When
fire.
we were in fucking Norway, do you remember when we went round Max England's house?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
his parents literally made like
That was.
there was like 20 of us in like
Yeah.
this small like 2-bedroom flat, and they're just like fucking there like feeding everyone and shit.
Yeah. Max England's a little Donny, and his
Man.
parents
And
are
it's
sick
just,
as well.
you know, I've had the same like whenever like Enders 9 stuff, just the hosting culture that we have. I'm like, of course you can come stay at my house. Of course I trust you not to steal my shit and rape me, because you do parkour. That's
Because you do
bring
parkour, that's
all your
fine.
friends that I've never met as well.
Yeah.
Fuck it, my dad will pick you up from the airport. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's so good, man.
Culture is so sick.
and that's like, in a way, I don't necessarily prefer it to the movement, but I feel like
Well, it's part of it, I think.
Yeah,
It's
like, I feel like
it's the
parkour's not
culture.
parkour
It's the
without
culture.
that stuff, you know. And just some people haven't done that stuff, you know. It's like they'll go to an event and they'll sleep in a gym or something, or they get like a hotel or some shit. I love the street shit.
I
That's the most. Oh.
I think it builds
So
comfortability in like loads of different ways as well. For example, like a lot of people don't do a lot of like roof missions, but if you have to sleep on a roof to just sleep somewhere, you have to start doing roof missions, and you have to get comfortable with like your fat bag with a fucking sleeping bag on top, climbing up this fucked
if you get in
little
trouble with the
building.
missus as well, you've always got plan B.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were supposed to move out for a week. We could have just, kept on the thing. Kept on the thing.
Belter, mate. That's a motive.
I mean, there's been like times in my life where I'm like, you know what, I could just like go live on the streets for a week, and I know that it would be totally fine. I wouldn't have to worry about anything because I just like past experiences.
You just know where to
it's
go.
like, I know what to do. I know where I can climb and like get on and just do what I want. Then I just go to work like the next day. It's totally fine.
See, I actually haven't. I've never slept on a roof.
So James, you didn't need to.
I
was literally like, just some people haven't done it.
I was hearing you say, I was like,
biggest dickheads in the whole scene.
I've also never slept on a roof. I've slept like
Slept rough.
Yeah, I slept rough.
Yeah.
I slept on a roof.
Mad.
Never on a roof,
To be fair,
yeah.
Prague we
I
slept.
was
My
never-
fucking girlfriend slept on a roof and you haven't.
What room is your girlfriend slept on?
Nah, the one
Oh,
where-
that doesn't count.
I had a duvet up there.
Yeah, it's too big there, but
It was
it
her
doesn't
house,
count when
to be
it's her
fair.
own house.
It was peng.
Yeah, it was big. I've been up there.
Yeah, I know. And then I set a fucking fire alarm off at like 4 in
Oh,
the morning.
yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna go shag on the roof. I'm like, what? No, I'm doing it as well then. And I'm like, fuck it, we'll one up him. Get the duvet nasty. And then
Yeah, I
wake
don't
up
know
the whole
how you
household.
did that, but somehow
I'm just gonna go into the lot. I'm like,
with the duvet, yeah,
And the whole
setting up the
house
fire
is
alarm and it just
oh.
goes off.
That was crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
I've
what?
never slept on a roof.
No, never.
But okay, the best place.
Take me.
We'll do it. What should we do in Brighton?
Huh?
Should we do one in
I'd
Brighton?
personally
too?
rather do it somewhere.
I mean, it's
Like
the same.
Brighton.
Yeah,
Like Brighton's
for
or
your
something.
first time. For your first time, though,
Mate, for me,
make it a good roof.
yeah, exactly. No, I'd be in Brighton as well. I could just go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I'd
Yes,
rather-
you
I'd
could,
rather-
but
I'd
you could do
rather-
that like camping. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's different.
That's
I'd rather be somewhere
Really?
and
Not
it'd
to
be
be,
like, oh fuck, right, where are we gonna sleep?
Yeah,
Let's
I
find
do-
a
I do
roof,
get that,
You know what
I
I
do
mean?
get
Because then it's
that.
like there's purpose for it.
Yeah,
I know. I do
get
agree with
I
that.
also
When-
Don't want to do it for the sake
it's,
of it.
it's better when it's like that, but also I think for the sake of it, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think there's like an element of challenge to it sometimes.
No, my first time's got to be a good time, Chris.
Okay, well, flights to
That's right,
Barcelona,
have
we'll
some-
go.
I think Barcelona. To be fair, I didn't really sleep rough out in Barcelona.
Really, Barcelona's pretty sketchy, but
Yeah. I didn't really fuck with that. Can't lie.
I didn't know it was sketchy when we did that. But
Yeah.
I've
I
heard
caught
more
the
now.
sketchy vibes.
but,
Milan. Luckily, I was hosted for the most part, but Milan.
yeah,
Love the community. City's a bit of a shithole though. I can't lie. Like
Yeah,
you get
apparently sketchy.
you get off of the fucking train station, and I was just like, oh, it's like that. You know, and there's,
Always like
I'm
that.
like there. I'm like within like 30 seconds, I've already got someone like throwing stuff at me and shouting, asking for change, and then there's a guy literally having a conversation with a bike seat, and I'm like, sick. All right, I love this.
Because there's a bit of
Big
unit
up the
there.
crackhead family. I'm like, I'm home. But I'm like, I don't want to sleep with you guys, you know. And there's
Yeah.
literally like a whole strip of like 40, you know, just everywhere. They're just sleeping there. I'm
Yeah.
like, I am pretty tired, but I need to be somewhere safe.
Yeah.
And I'm looking around. I'm like, all of these roofs. I'm like, nah, I don't think I can get up there, you know. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking tired. Though. I need to find sleep. And what I always do, like, if I'm not wanting to just try, because it gets tiring when you have to try loads of different roofs. You get up, you get turned down.
once
and
you've
I'm-
done like the fourth one,
yeah,
you're
you're
like,
just
oh,
like, fuck that.
yeah.
And I was already so tired, I was like, I need to sleep. Like, just go on Google Maps, you just look for green. You just look for green spots, like
Yeah.
you find a
Yeah.
park
A
or
little
something.
park is always chill.
So I find this park, I'm like, sweet. But it's still filled with crackheads. So I'm just like, this, like, it was literally like zombie apocalypse, man. I'm just like, there are any brains, change, I mean. Like, all of that shit. I'm just like, fuck off. Like, I don't have any crack, I ain't got nothing, mate. I don't even speak your language, get out of my face. And then, I find like this nice little pond. I say nice, it was absolutely disgusting. Mosquitoes everywhere, smelt like shit. I'm about to climb over this fence, and before I climb over the fence, I look down, I've just stood in human shit. Like, I knew it was human as well. I
Human
stood in
shit.
human shit because I was trying to film this, like, bare cute little turtle, and I was looking down, and I was like, right, I stood in shit, and I was like, fuck's sake, fuck this place. But my plan was to wade through the water and get to the island, you know? And I'm there like, doesn't look that deep. It was deep. So I start wading through and I'm like, oh, it's so disgusting. It's like slimy and stones and
Yeah.
shit. I have my tracker, no, I was in shorts, but I have it rolled up. I was expecting the water to maybe get to like my knees. Went up like above my cock. I had like I had like a pack of ciggies in my pocket and shit. And I eventually get to the other side. I'm like, fuck's sake, because I know I've got to do it in the morning as well. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's so
I'm
tapped.
soaked. And then I'm like, oh, at least I'll just have a quick ciggy. That I'm like, you can't. And I just put it out, and it's just like they're just soaked like complete to the brim with this fucking
no.
dirty swamp
That's
water. I just stood
horrifying.
in shit. I'm getting bitten to fuck by all these mosquitoes.
Probably getting leeches on
But
you from the water.
that's what it's about, you know. It's like the best fucking memories for me, like have come from
I mean, you come away with
this
the stories.
shittest experience.
Character
you know?
building.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, James and Marcus nearly died on a roof in bloody. Or no, you didn't, did you? Yeah, you had the good sleeping bag.
No, you were the only one with the decent.
Yeah, so James and we went to Sweden in November Terrible time for Sweden.
It was 14 quid though.
But yeah, mate, 14 quid for it's
14 quid.
bloody gorgeous. There and back. £7 there and back.
Yeah, man.
You don't get better than that.
You need to get on Sky Scanner, people.
But boy, oh boy, well, I mean that's what we're on.
Yeah, I'm
talking
talking
to every time I've been to like Scandinavia, like Norway. Every time I've been to Norway and like Scandinavia or like for Sweden and shit, it's always been like nah. So this time I didn't. I'm the one who didn't die this time.
So you learned from the previous time.
Yeah, so we're like buy these fucking cheap flights, thinking, oh yeah, that'd be sweet. Snow everywhere. No, basically.
I've never slept in snow.
We
from Norway.
We trained. Oh yeah, we trained. So I trained in some snow. We trained a little bit. It was pretty sweet. Nah, it was sick. Got some sweet clips. And then we're like, oh yeah, cool. Now we got to find somewhere to stay. So we climb up this roof. We go into a hotel, and we like go all the way to the top, and like
we had to use my toothbrush to unlock the window.
And it was so bait. We debated sleeping inside the thing, but it was so bait, and there were like security cameras and stuff, so we didn't want to like stay in the hallway too long. So so we find this window that you can open to get onto the roof. James uses his toothbrush.
We almost gave up as well.
Yeah.
We were gonna go back down.
Yeah,
I just like suddenly thought to myself, oh, my toothbrush will fit in that. Just shoved it and turned it.
So we then open that.
How the fuck does that work?
Get to a little bit, like set up our sleeping bags. There's no snow on the roof at this point.
Thank God.
That's thawed off. Get in our sleeping bags or whatever, and then like close it, like put this window like ajar so we can still get back in. And then but we're like in a position where they can't. So if someone came up, they wouldn't see us through the window. And then I'm like there chilling, like all snug in my sleeping bag, and then like I can just hear James and Marcus just like. And they're just like no, having a good time.
We had like 2 or 3 seasons sleeping bag, like normal weather sleeping bags, not for anything like below freezing.
Not as bad as Travel 50,
then,
but not bad.
Marcus had these like orange survival bags that are designed to like keep you alive, but they're like literally the bare fucking minimum. And we're still so fucking cold. They're wet as fuck, so all the condensation on the inside has soaked the sleeping bags and shit. Mate. And we just like, I think it's because it was so cold and we've been sleeping in stairwells, and like it was, we were of the opinion at the time that it's not a trip if you haven't slept on a roof. We were like, we have to sleep on a roof. We have to stay up here all night.
We also did get hosted a couple of nights by
by Gabrielle.
Yeah, Gabriel. We met him at bloody.
He made us hot dogs.
He did make us hot dogs.
Don't get better than that.
We met him at fucking what's that gym? Not the one that's near Joel.
It was a sketchy.
Street mentality.
Yeah,
so they're more tricking, but they have some parkour bits.
Also, big ups them for letting us not pay the whole time.
Homies, we literally went. We went like 3 times. They said that had we let them know like 2 weeks before, we could have stayed there but we have to let them know because of the fire code. But they couldn't let us stay there because of that. They couldn't let us.
But in return, they were like, "But don't worry about paying us for the session."
Yeah, we know. So we paid them. We gave them money, and then
he returned it.
And then he gave it back to us so that we all got the bus back into town. He gave the money back, but at the bus stop, he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Here you go."
That's amazing.
Which is fucking sick.
Everyone got Rizla. Didn't I give you some earlier?
Yeah.
There's probably some in here. But yeah, so they nearly died on that trip, and then I also nearly died on a different trip.
When you took literally the smallest.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a Traveller 50 is, a Traveller 50 is basically the smallest it's a summer sleeping bag, so it's designed to only be used in summer, which is 1 season, because it's really fucking hot.
Give or take, I say.
I mean you can.
Small? Yeah. Is it so small?
It's very good. It's so basically the reason I had it is because this is tiny. I can fit this in my bag. I don't have to like carry or anything.
Mountain Warehouse, cheap as well. Yeah, it's like 20 quid. It's cheap. It's like the perfect free runner for the sleeping
if you're
bag.
going if you're going training over Europe in summer, take this because it'll be boiling and it'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
But if you're going to Norway to hike up a mountain and sleep on top, don't take that shit. I was literally there, like I didn't really sleep. I was just there like, I've got to stay awake or I might die. And like shivering, and Peter's like next to me thinking I'm literally going to die. I have all my clothes at the bottom of my sleeping bag on my feet, just so that my toes don't so that my toes don't fall off, because I was very worried that because I got to a point that my feet were just fucking freezing, and I was like, I can't feel my toes, they might fall off. So I put all my clothes down there to try and keep my toes as warm as possible. And then I just have my hands in my armpits like this, and I'm just there just like, okay. Here I am.
I haven't had anything quite like that, to be fair.
Yeah, that was tapped. That was before I knew about good sleeping bags. But then the next time we went to Norway, went to Oslo, I brought a -5. I've got like a 6 sleeping bag now. It does like
But
-5.
the only reason you got that sleeping bag is because when you came home and told Mum that story, she insisted on buying you one because she didn't want you to die. She literally, it's the Lamina -9, I think it is, or something like that. Like, but
Yeah, it's
I
a good
remember
one.
you coming back and telling the story, and she was insistent on buying it because she was just so worried like you dying from it.
Bless her.
Yeah, but it did me a treat
Big
that
ups,
one,
Kat.
because then we went to Oslo and we slept on a bunch of roofs. Like we slept on a school, and it was like
Oslo with Ali Law and Ricky.
yeah. Hey, Law and Ricky,
Cheap flights, yeah.
great time. Went to IKEA. Got kicked out of IKEA like a couple of times.
Why did it was like
When you climbing up and jumping on
or something.
Yeah. So we were playing hide and seek for a start.
Oh, I feel like we're a bit all over the place.
We're
Can
a
we
bit all over
just
the place.
can we just like come back to what is this story?
This story, right?
Yeah.
So this story is I go. Peter Q asked me to go to Oslo, to train. What is mostly supposed to be training. So it's me, Seb, Peter, and then Jess Hodges actually, and Emily, and Ricky and Ali. So the idea is we're going to train because most people who are on this trip training because at this point Ali Law trained, and Ricky trained as well. And then we're going to go meet Max Igland, who we'd known from before when we went to Norway. And we're going to go meet him, train, and then just like, go around the city and do whatever, sleep rough and shit. And then we basically, one time we're like, we know like IKEA is famous for the fact that it's Swedish. So we're like, should we go check out a Swedish IKEA, see what it's like? And this was like, I guess this was like the beginning of that all Ali Law stuff. This was before he made any. He was like, yeah, man, I guess this is where he got it from. Because this is before Ali Law had made any like, what's it called? What do you call them? In and out challenges and like all that sort of stuff. Overnight challenges and shit. Because we went in there and then halfway through we were like, we could just sleep here. Like that was something that we debated doing. We were like, in theory, if we just found a really good hiding spot, we could sleep in IKEA. So we then started playing hide and seek around IKEA, and then eventually everyone got found and we got bored. We started climbing, like how like in big places they have like for example like B&Q and then IKEA they have fucking like big like scaffoldings but then have like items on top.
Oh yeah.
We then start climbing on top of these like to see what's up on the shit is, all the shit is, and then I think Ricky pushed like a bunch of carpets off the top of one, like onto the floor, and like then we all stacked the carpets on top, like they're like circular like tubes because they've been rolled out.
Like a sick mattress.
Yeah, but they're all like stacked in like a row. I think like 3 stacked, and then Ricky starts jumping off the top thing onto the carpets, and then that's when the IKEA security came and they were like, "Get the fuck out!" Like, what are you doing? And just had a fat go at us, and then we left. But yeah, I don't know if that's what formulated the in and out challenges and like sleeping over challenges, but like
all makes sense.
So
like
beginning.
shit.
Yeah. Well, then that trip we left them. Me and Seth went to train again in Oslo, so we were like, "Fuck this, we're going back to Oslo." And then that's when Ali and Ricky went to a water park and got kicked out of there as well.
That seems like where it all started.
Yeah, they went somewhere else and did that shit. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather go train. So
How many? That's actually such a hard question. I was going to ask like, how many times do you reckon you like had to sleep rough? But I'm thinking back now.
so many.
I've slept in so many fucking places.
So
It's
many.
actually,
Yeah.
Does anyone have a best poop story? I always enjoy
I have
that.
a worst news story.
Or a worst poop story, and also like a best night's sleep. So like best location, best like waking up, like the whole situation. Because I've got a best poop and a best night.
My favourite place that I ever slept, and I love like just. I made like a bit of a fucking like story about it as well. It was like on top of this five-star hotel in Hong Kong, and we slept there like maybe 3 nights in a row, and just like I'm still like out there and I'm staying on a 5-star hotel. I'm absolutely free. Like my feet are black, like I'm a dirty fucking cunt by this point, and just waking up to like a sunrise over Hong Kong. So I didn't pay for any of this shit, and I'm still getting a free breakfast when I go down. People just blag it. I'm like, yeah, obviously free continental breakfast. Stealing all the soap bars and shit. Bunking the trains. Like I love it. It's fucking
sick.
I don't know.
My
Maybe
best
I
sleep
shat
is
myself up there. I'm not sure, but I'll think about my best shit stories.
Think about that shit.
Happening Guildford.
So have you got a best night or best poop?
Yeah, I think the best night, it wasn't actually a roughness story, it's just like such a crazy story for like the whole situation, was when we were in Madrid.
Classic.
We'd been sleeping outside for the last couple of nights, and that was our last night in Madrid, I'm pretty sure. We had gone to the big spot with the white walls, which
Tres Cantos,
which is pretty far out of like centre Madrid. And we had just like gone in the morning to like a supermarket, got all our bits, to like have breakfast and shit. We were sitting outside, obviously all looking like proper dirty.
Mate, we're all like, like when you
just
think about it, we're all sat like cross-legged, just fucking like knackered.
Yeah.
We're all knackered, munching this food like that's clearly just like packet ham in like some bread.
Yeah.
And like we all just look like shit. And then
basically this like older Spanish lady came up to us and was trying to talk to us, but she couldn't speak any English. And Dennis was with us at the time, who had been learning a bit of Spanish for the trip, and managed to kind of like translate that she was part of like a Spanish like church youth group, and she was inviting us for like she was inviting us for like a dinner or like that night, and we were kind of tried to say to her like, oh, we're going to be out for the day, but then maybe we'll try and find you later. So we go and have like a sick day of training, like do like some of the sickest stuff of the trip, like Chris did the fucking double down at Tres Cantos that day, just like mad day, and then we're like, alright, we'll try and find a place to sleep. And I don't actually remember how we found the fucking place, like I genuinely don't know, because she said it was like a church youth group and they were just searching around this like random residential area.
I don't even think we got given an address.
Yeah, no.
We weren't, so what we ended up doing was Googling on Google Maps churches.
Yeah.
And we were just walking around random fucking streets, just trying our best to find it.
And we knocked, I swear we just knocked on the door or some shit.
Yeah, literally.
It was her.
The dude answered first. Do you remember that? The guy who was there, and then she recognised whoever went, I think it was Marcus went up, and then she recognised him from the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they invited us in, and yeah, it was exactly that. Like, we were kind of expecting like a classic English church, I think, like fucking, but it was just like like kind of a building in a residential area. And it was like a youth group, like a church youth group. They had all the kids in there and stuff, and like ping pong tables, shit like that. And they were like saying, like, yeah, they invited us in, like, kind of, we talked to everyone who was there, and they were saying, like, yeah, they had a bunch of food, like pizza, chips, and everything.
I think they invited like their whole sort of group to come and like meet us. They were like, oh, they're here now, like come, and they all brought like different foods and stuff, and like we sat down and had like a full on meal with them. I played like Dennis fucking murked half of them at ping pong. Like it was so sick. And then like we sleep there, like pretty calm sleep. The guy who owns it like slept there with us, I guess, you know, because it makes total sense. Fucking bunch of random boys, you know. And then we wake up the next day, and we wake up to them making us breakfast. Like it was so mad. And it was like
some people.
It was literally like a full layout, like fully traditional Spanish breakfast, like freshly squeezed orange juice, like
Spanish omelets and shit.
Yeah, like the maddest shit. And like they're just the loveliest people, and they said to us like, they were teaching the kids that day about like being like accepting to new people and like inviting in people in to stay, and like so it was like the perfect example that we came and like
because he
let us stay the night.
I think he spoke to Marcus about it, but he fully believed that God had literally sent us that day so that they could teach this lesson of like pure kindness and giving to others as you wish to be given to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, that did work out perfect. It could be that.
It's a win-win, though, isn't it?
Yeah, mate, trust me. Like,
everyone gains something perfect from that experience.
And you've got a photo of us with like the mandem.
I've got a photo of us with the lady and the guy, and then I've got a photo of like our sleeping setup on the floor as well.
Send me those photos. I'll put them in the podcast.
I'll see if I can find that.
Yeah, I think that for me, that's just like
that was
one of
fucking
the craziest stories, because it was literally just like, it wasn't even like we got given a dress. Like the woman could hardly speak any English, and somehow we managed to kind of find where we were going. Saw this random ass building with a light on, knocked on the door, and it was just them. Had some like mad dinner, got to sleep in a nice warm room after sleeping in like cold parks for the last 2 nights.
Because that trip also simultaneously had one of the worst night's sleeps of my life.
Yeah.
In that fucking park, because it was so fucking freezing.
See again
another one.
The good sleeping bag comes through. This is why you got to learn that shit early. At some point, you just have to invest in a really good sleeping bag. They can cost like up to 200 quid, but like.
They do. We do a trip like this.
Mate, I back a travel 50 every day. You know, in summer I back a travel 50, but. Sometimes, like for example, going to Madrid in February, like at night it gets cold.
I haven't been anywhere cold in a while.
Yeah.
To be fair. I guess I got a bit of a shit story.
Right, come on, give us your best story.
Yeah, come on, we'll let's poo story.
And it relates to a rough night story as well. It's not. I'll tell the story. So where is it? We're in Portugal, and it was kind of weird. Like some of us had fucked. Like, I think Nathan had messed up and he got like a different flight or a different bus. Like we had to go and like meet people in a different bit of Portugal basically, but we had to have, I can't remember where the fuck we were, but we had to, it might have been Porto. I think it might have been Porto. We had to spend like one night there, and we're looking for a place to sleep. And there's this big abandoned building, and TG was there, and she's like,
Big up, TG.
yeah, but she's like, oh, let's go in there, and I'm like, fucking no. And she's like, but it's an abandoned building. I'm like, look how easy it is to get in.
Yeah,
like,
that
it
can
was
be the
literally,
downfall sometimes.
I was like, there is no chance I'm sleeping in there. I'd rather sleep on a park bench, because abandoned buildings are great if they're hard to get into, but this was a...
And then the people who are going to go into the abandoned building are the people that are fucked up.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the
So
people
I
who are
was
walking
like,
through a park, kind of normal sometimes.
Yeah.
The people who make the effort to go into an abandoned building at night time that aren't trying to sleep there, or like parkour people.
It's
probably fucking
sketchy.
weird.
Yeah, just doing weird stuff. And the area we were in was sketchy as fuck. And I was like, that is literally like a bee's hive. Like, there's going to be loads in there. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, dude. I can't let you sleep in there, but if you want to fucking do it, you know, when you're tired and I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. And we ended up just sleeping on literally like the side of a road. Like there was just like this like a normal apartment building. We just like curled up next to a bush and slept next to a road. Way safer if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, did a good part, the poo story. So I'm walking past this bus station and I see a bag just filled like with these like Kappa trackies, and I'm like, yo, big up. And I'm there in my stupid little brain thinking, yo, free trackies. Pull them out, absolutely covered in shit. Like disgusting, thick brown shit, like level in between like a log and diarrhea. Like it wasn't just squirt, it was like...
You didn't take them and wash them though?
Mate, what a trip!
You never know.
I lifted them up and like my
Find a little river?
My fingers were millimetres away from all this shit, but it was... So I picked them up like, you know, by like the drawstrings. But there was shit like on the outside as well. Like there was shit anywhere. It not even seeped. It was like smeared.
Someone had just like put them on the floor and shat on them.
And then because it was in a bag, like once I sort of released the gases, bro, I was like fully gagging. Like I remember it. I remember the smell. Mate, like it was actually. So disgusting. It was so rank, and I'm just getting mad flashbacks.
What was your worst poo story? Your best poo?
Well, I don't know if I want to snake it, because it was him doing the poo.
That's a great
poo. Can't snake that.
Okay.
You have to have done the poo.
Do you have your own poo?
Do I have my own poo? Probably in Greece on the most recent trip.
Yeah.
When we were staying with one of George's friends most of the time, so we had like a nice, good.
Oh no,
like,
that's my best night story though.
Alright.
Well, just tell about the poo. Just tell about the poo.
So one night we decided to sleep outside.
Just describe the poo.
Yeah, one night we decided to sleep outside, right on the beach. So we went in the morning. Obviously, we all need to shit, and then so we had to clamber down this little cliff edge. It was like
genuinely
looking over like the beautiful blue ocean. There's perfect like two rocks that you could just squat on, and they would just like drop down the cliff into the sea. Just go down, and I was just there with like the beautiful view, just taking a shit like in Greece. It was paying.
Yeah, I'll try and
just quickly. I have a really similar story to that, but it's way more minging. Have you guys been to gold diggings?
Yeah.
So we're at gold diggings. It's really sick, like quarry. Where you like jump up into the water and shit. It's really sick. Same thing. Big group of boys, you're gonna need to shit at some point. There was like this hole in the rocks, but this didn't drop into water. It was just like a big crack, and about 8 of us all took a shit in it. Just because we're like, fuck it, that's funny. And it's a bit of like a fucking like diarrhea salad, let's say. Lots of different consistencies floating about. We're all drunk as fuck. We're all fucked. So we're like, it's funny. Some people would miss the hole, and this whole little area is just covered in shit and toilet paper. But we're fine. We're just like, oh yeah, it's dark. No one's here. No one can see us. Next morning, loads of people show up, and this place is so busy, filled with like families and couples.
Yeah, it's quite a popular place.
People running around with like their armbands on and stuff, just walking past this horrific hole filled with shit.
No.
And all of us were just like,
That's so crazy.
that was bad.
Chris, do you have a best night story? or a best poo story.
So many fantastic
or
stories.
worst poo story.
Worst
Whatever
poo
you
story.
want.
Oh, I got best poo for sure. I've got worst poo, but that wasn't my trip. I don't want to go into that one. People might violate me for that one. That was terrible. I'll tell you guys after. But best night's sleep. So in Thailand, there's a thing called the Ghost Tower, which is just this fucking massive abandoned like tower.
Yeah.
That's if you saw a Super Tramps Thailand, they climbed it and slept in it, and all their like interviews are them in the tower. After I then went on, me and Peter and a bunch of others like went to Thailand after Super Tramps, like, oh yeah, let's do the same shit. But after that made it super popular because it was already known as a place where people committed suicide, so they had it all like barred off and shit. And then so like you could climb in and get up and like bribe people to get in and shit. But like after the Super Tramps Thailand, they like changed it. They changed it hard. You could get in. There were people you could bribe to get up. No, there was security you could bribe to get in, but once you got in, you still had to do a climb. Like it was like they'd shut off all the like they put metal plates of metal on the stairs, so like blocking off this. So if you tried to walk upstairs, you just hit metal. Like you couldn't. You'd have to climb around the outside of the building for pretty much all of it.
God.
And then also like there was a security also chasing you if you didn't give them like loads of money, sort of thing.
Right.
So we were like, well, fuck that. And it turns out I didn't know this when we went, but it turns out there's the Ghost Tower is supposed to be the twin to a different hotel that's like just across from the side. And that one got built. That one didn't get abandoned. That one got built. So we went into that one and then went up the elevator all the way to the top, climbed out a little window, shimmied across a little ledge, and then climbed onto the top of that building instead. And then there's so we're on this little outstretched jet.
That hotel's like in the Hangover films and stuff. It's that one, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So that hotel, and you can see like this is like the tallest building in Thailand. Like it's crazy. Or like I say Thailand in fucking Bangkok, like one of the tallest buildings in Bangkok. Like you can see everything.
Fuck.
Like and you can see the Ghost Tower from where we are. And like I can give you loads of pictures of like me sitting on the edge of shit. Like I've got bear, but it's just fucking sick. Like I just so sick. I just thought like we like were sleeping on this thing. Like I slept down there, woke up in the morning, and then we like woke up and me and this guy Kyle, I'm pretty sure we went down the floor. And we realised there's like a pool. We went and just sat in the pool for a little bit, like put our toes in and shit, and just sat there, like looked out the view, and then climbed back up, like before people like realised that we were there. And then so that was a fucking dank sleep. And I've also got another one where I don't think I had a good sleep. It's us sleeping on like a helipad, and I'm in like it's a photo of me like sitting in like a hammock that I've set up across the corner of this like bars on like a helipad.
Oh,
I was like this like. But I just looked like shit because I must have just had like a terrible night's sleep.
Was it the roof with like the pyramid things?
Yeah.
Literally, I've got a photo of me in the exact same, like the little corner bit of the rail.
Yeah. But everyone sleeps there when they go to Thailand.
I had a peg night there.
That's the classic,
Peg night sleep.
Yeah, that one's a good one. That's I took like, so I took a photo because I got given an air hop tee for free when I worked there, and I like one of the like ones that they have.
They put it on the Insta.
Yeah, they put it on the Insta, but then they had a go at me for taking a photo on the edge of the thing.
Really?
They're like, "Why are you doing that? Like, it's dangerous." I was like, "Why'd you put it on Insta?" Like, what do you mean? That's not like I was just in the photo. You like I took the photo, put it on my Insta. You guys
put this out.
You then took it and put it on your own Insta. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, fuck
It was so crazy. But my best poo was the first time we went to Choltunga. It was like me, Seb, Nye, and Peter. We obviously booked our flights to go to Choltunga. We then fucking we get from Norway to the fucking mountain area. What the fuck is it called? You know what it's called, surely.
You've done it twice.
I've done it twice and I don't remember. You go to Bergen, then from Bergen you go to where the fuck is it?
My dick, that's so annoying.
Odda! You go to Odda, and then from Odda you climb Odda, you do a little hike. You know, you get a bus from Odda to the bottom of the mountain, and then from there you hike all the way to the top. Hike all the way to the top. We've like done all the classic, like taking the photos on the edge, looked at all the scenery. We then climb way further to like a boulder that's like sticking out even higher up than the rock. Like it's sticking out higher up than that. We like, and then I think me and Seb had like we'd secured weed. Unlike the time that we went, we secured weed this time.
Oh no, because I got given 120 quid and the dealer just never showed up.
Yeah. Unlike that time, we got.
They never showed up. Oh, I thought. Chris told me earlier you got robbed.
I swear they showed up and took the money.
Oh, you showed up, took the money,
and then left. Yeah. So he straight got robbed. But yeah, this time we secured it. I think me, Seb, and like Peter had some zoo, and I was just like pretty fresh, just like looking out the edge of this like, I might find the highest thing I can find. I just put my trousers down, poo off this thing whilst looking at this fat mountain range, just pretty fresh. Like it was, I was like, this is the best. Like this is one of the pinnacle points of my life. Like it was insane. It was so good.
I don't have any good shit stories. I haven't told a single good one. But I shit myself pretty much consistently on every trip I've been. I shit myself at least once.
Impressive. You need to start your diet.
Yeah.
You shit yourself every trip.
I was just on bread and hummus back then.
Mate, everyone is.
Yeah, I know.
Marcus still is.
No Nutella. Feeling bougie.
What's your best sleep / poo?
My best sleep was, Dylan told half the story, but we were in Greece. It was the time, it was me, Dylan, Joe, and we went out and met George Koliopoulos, and we were hosted by his friend Yorgos.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his name? Yeah.
Jürgen.
Check that podcast to find out what his name is actually pronounced.
Yeah, exactly, because I would have remembered then. But basically,
he also would have been there and corrected you.
he was hosting us, but we wanted to sleep out and about for one night at least. And so we George takes us to this nice like cliff jumping spot, and we figure like, oh, there's definitely like a good place to sleep around here. So we drive down there and set up all of our hammocks. Like there's like a woodlands just on the edge of the cliff, and we set up our hammocks there. And for that evening, it was a proper mellow evening. Like we were literally just chilling. We had this game where we like threw loads of pistachio nuts into this like random hole, just like random shit. And then we all eventually got tired. I think we'd been smoking zoots and just sort of like lie down, look at the stars and stick on some fucking like Ben Howard.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
There's nothing better.
And eventually we decide to find our way down to the sea, and we sort of like find our sketchy way down like over all these rocks, down to like a little cave that's just underneath the cliff. And then we in the woodlands we get loads of wood. We build a fire in the cave, and then I'm just lying there with this fire crackling to my right, and like the waves like doing like sea noises like on the other side.
Doing sea noises.
You know what
Them sea noises.
You know what they do. You know
what the
they
sea
do.
be doing. But yeah, just lying there, and like I remember it's one of the only times in my life where I felt absolutely content and like it just incredibly relaxed.
Nights like that always make me have that feeling.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Like, you
euphoric.
just sleep.
Euphoric.
A, you're just fucking knackered, so you need to sleep. And B, you just have that situation where everything is just perfect to sleep. You're like, time to fucking
I almost fell asleep on the rocks down by the beach, and I was like so warm and cozy, like no sleeping bag or anything. I was just lying on the rocks. Yeah, it was like the fire close up, and then like, as soon as we went back up to the sleeping bag, like hammocks and shit, I was freezing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was alright.
Like,
we went back up to the woods, and like we had all our hammocks set up right near the edge, and we all decided that we were going to wake up for sunrise as well. And so like our alarms go off at whatever fucking time, and like you could just see the sun starting to like creep up, and it's just one of those sunsets where I can't describe it, but like cool.
Video justice and like
watch the video.
Yeah.
Slavlaki and Tabaki.
Also, that was like that was a really sick trip because we went out just before the like second UK lockdown.
No, it was during.
It was during.
We left literally the day before the UK went into
we weren't allowed to leave. Yeah.
Me and Jamie were like, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then Joe was like, I'm on it.
I was so good, I couldn't go.
Well, me and Nathan, because me and Nathan were already out there, and
you were supposed to join us.
I booked flights for the both of us, and we're there, and we're like, well, we know where our flights are. We spent like fucking, we're just there, like thinking it's like normal. We didn't realise you had to put like a fucking passion locator form. Didn't meet the boys. Ended up spending like 25 hours in a fucking Rome airport. It was long as fuck. Just trying to see wherever we could get flights to. Ended up going from like being hot as fuck in Spain, because what it was like February, wasn't it? November?
It was like September.
Was it
like
September?
towards the end of the year, yeah.
It was getting cold, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it must be, because
So
it was
when
the lockdown was starting again. So
it was
one opened up, second one, so it must be end of the year.
So we went from like being hot as fuck in Spain, like summer holiday, Ollie Bobs, like enjoying it, to then being like next place we can go. We ended up getting the weirdest plane I've been on. It kind of felt like a private jet. It wasn't a private jet, but
that kind of size.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was really weird. So we get there, so we go from being boiling hot to then going to Munich and sleeping out at Red City.
Ooh.
Go from mad heat to literally like ice, like absolute ice everywhere. And we get woken up at like 7:30 in the morning by about fucking like, I don't know, like 10 kids all with fucking Nerf guns having a fat Nerf battle. Me and Nathan is like, what the fuck is going on? We're just there like freezing, trying to sleep. And we're in like this little bit and we hear like a kid run up and we're like, oh, Scheiße. He just sees us and we're like, oh fuck. And then, I don't know, we just start fucking blaring out drum and bass and shit and shouting at the kids. And
being jobs worse.
Nah, it was fun. It was so annoying, like, kids are annoying.
Yeah, they're annoying, not the guys playing fucking drum and bass at the kids'
They
park.
woke us up. The old timers.
Yeah, they're just having a lovely Sunday.
I was there trying to have a lay-in. Why the fuck were they up at 7:30 anyway? They should be watching cartoons. I'm trying to fucking...
What's your poo?
Well, that one was a bloody good one. In the morning, you go down and there's that poo bit. But I'd say my other best poo was I was in Greece on a not parkour trip. So a bit of a pooey story, but well.
Poo and a pooey story. No?
And so there's like at the beach we were at, just above it, there's a cliff. And I was desperate for a poo at this point. I had no idea where I could go. And I see this, you know, like the Shrek hut. Yeah, it was like that, but it was facing outwards off of the edge of this cliff. And I'm like, fucking like hands on my arse cheeks, like fucking running up to it. And I open the door and it's just like this lovely, well kept toilet.
Oh, really?
With like bare toilet paper, and I was like, sick. And I sat there and I sat down, I closed the door, and I started shitting. And I was thinking, I was like, there's a pen view just out there. Like, open the door of the thing, I was like, finish my shit looking out at this gorgeous view.
That's actually six people. We've got the perfect setup for a poo.
Exactly.
And then you've got the view.
The gorgeous
for me,
view,
like,
yeah.
I'm on my tongue when I'm like this, like, just like squatted.
Yeah.
Back to Tom Chonga quickly. Nice sent a fucking video to the Brooman chat and it's like panning around this beautiful scenery of the lovely
story.
the lovely Scandinavian
I also got
mountains.
video and I was there.
Hands down, he's literally spunking off the edge of this fucking cliff, mate. It's crazy. He's just there like wanking himself
I
off.
love how he timed it.
Yeah,
He must have timed it.
Yeah.
Like,
Mad stories there. I won't violate the man, you know. But yeah.
No, mate, we've all had wanks on mountains. I mean, well,
he
I
said
definitely
he said he
have.
had a wank in school in the fucking front row underneath his desk.
oh, that's
And I'm like,
mad.
no, you didn't.
That is a
I
bit
was like,
far.
no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, cummed and everything. I was like, in school, in
Cummed
car.
and everything. Christ.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nah,
back
you
to
got to
the
allow the
travel.
mountain wanks, right? They're decent.
Oh,
James.
no. Oh no, I can't say that.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got too many wanking
Let's
stories.
allow the
This
wank.
is
Let's
how
allow
the
the
other podcast got.
That's a separate podcast.
We can talk about wanks another time for an explicit one.
Sorry, viewers. Sorry. So anyway, me and Brendan are trying to have this wank race.
And he calls you cock small.
Cut that.
Cut that. Right, James's poo story. Let's go.
I'm not
And
cutting
Steve's
that.
story.
You set my cock small. Cut that.
Yeah.
I don't know about best poo, but my worst poo was on the Madrid trip.
Oh, what, that one?
Yeah, that was
That's
my,
the worst poo. That's
Yeah,
my funniest
It
poo.
was it was horrible, man. So like, I don't know what I'd been eating. All I know is that I'd been eating the cheapest shit that we could possibly get from all those supermarkets. We'd been wandering around, training the whole time, sleeping like shit. And I just remember squatting against, like, there was at Tres Cantos, the walls are like white, pristine, they're lovely walls, right?
Oh God.
And I was in between two of them that people had been, it's a nice sizable jump over. I think it's near where Harvey did the stride line.
No.
I don't know if he strides over my
Where you did
booby.
the flyers over.
Yeah. But no, to be fair, you pooed right at the back of the spot.
Yeah, it was,
It was out of the
tucked away. But I was down in this little hole between it, and I just leaned against this wall. And you know when you could just, as soon as you start shitting, you're just like, this is fucked. It's so and I was just like, my bumhole was burning. The poo was like that kind of yellowy brown that you just know isn't good. It's not healthy. It's not fun. And there was just so much of it. And like,
So much
it
of it.
felt like my stomach was sinking out of my arsehole. Like, I just felt so fucking ill. And I think I borrowed some toilet paper from Marcus, but I remember it not being enough. And I was just like, I think there were some leaves nearby. I'm pretty sure I cleaned myself up with that. And I just had to sit up and firm it.
I'm going to add a little extra to this as well. So, Tres Cantos, the spot, is next to a school.
It's also a park.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
kids
park.
on
It's
the
it's a park,
James.
but people can go in. But it's also next to a school, and like maybe like 20 minutes after James had pooed, all these kids come rushing up to this like fence where you can see the whole park because they're all like, "Oh my god, what are those guys doing?" And we're obviously training and shit, jumping on the walls. They're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" Well, in Spanish, I guess. But it's just so funny because I just. Well, all I could
What
think
they're actually
was,
saying is, where the fuck is that smell?
yeah, all I could think was that they're just standing there. Imagine if James was pooing when they had come over.
Bro, I'm glad I wasn't.
That
because
would've
they
been
be
so funny.
And every time you did the jump over the top of the poo, you just
could
got a
see
fat
it.
wing.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It was bad, though.
Yeah. What was your
But
where's your best sleep?
My
Best sleep.
my best sleep, or at least my favourite sleep, was Fam Jam in Munich.
Is it
On
the
the
hotel?
hotel room?
Yeah, hotel.
Because
was
I think
bang,
like that was first parkour trip, first time away without parents,
Yeah.
like a really big, like quite a big trip.
And it was just you, man.
And it was just me. Yeah,
Yeah.
none of you boys went. I think other than Peter, I don't think I knew anyone.
Yeah, like you knew
'Cause
me.
I knew
yeah,
I knew
yeah.
you like a little bit. I knew Peter from Air Hop and that.
Yeah, yeah.
But then we
And
went and like so we went on that roof and there was a lot of us,
A lot
like
of us.
14 people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was fucking incredible views. Everyone was just
You
like
felt
listening to
safe up
music,
there as well. Do
chilling.
you remember all the sweeties that
nice,
would go
yeah.
down and get at the bottom and get
there
like
was just
fucking all these
munching
sweets?
there, and it was just the vibes and the energy was, and I think that's one of those sleeps where it's like that kind of set the tone for me of like, this is what I want the next rest of my life to be like. These are the kind of memories that I want to be making, and it always stands out as one of those big sleeps. It's like that was
Amazing.
that was it. That was like set the
That
tone
was
for
so
the rest of my
good.
life.
There's something about sleeping on a roof with a bunch of yobbos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Bloody
we're all just like worthless human beings who have no money but go sleep on roofs. You know? It's so sick.
It's the best way to travel. Just
It's
have no
the
fucking
fucking.
money.
It's the only way to travel.
Yeah.
No
It's the only way to
limitations. You
travel,
just
man.
Best
do
way to
what
make
you want
memories.
to do.
So just quickly, I remember my worst shit ever, and it was in Munich as well.
Was
This is
it?
fucking bad. This is actually the worst ever. So I've still got the scar left over, not from the shit. Don't get me wrong. But so I shinned really bad at Red City, and there's like these really paying
you
rivers
keep saying
called,
horrible spot whenever you mention Red City.
I hate Red City. Just put that there.
Don't know what that
yeah,
is.
Red City is a bit of an annoying
Germany.
spot.
Munich.
But yeah, I shinned really bad there, and we went to like the ice baths. So there's like in the story video where they're like
Love the
surfing
ice
there and
baths.
stuff.
I
Love the
think I
ice
love the
baths,
ice
but I loved it too much, and I kept on going in there even after I fucked my shin, and I got so ill, like so ill. It was really bad.
That's
Like
big.
it was really fucked up. Like on the way back, like I can't even describe how fucked I was. There's photos of me. I looked so bad though. But yeah, everything was wrong with me basically, and I kept on
Everything.
And I kept
Nothing
on,
was right. Everything was
so
wrong.
I shat myself a little bit, and I'm like, wait up guys, and we're about to go into fucking like Silky's house, you know, like Zigzag or Silky, you know, from fucking Ashgaru. We're about to go into her grandmother's fucking house, and as we're walking there, I just shit myself. But then I'm like, guys, like, seriously, wait, and I go and I squat down in the nearest bush that I can, and it's just like, it shoots out my arse like
water gun.
like a water gun, and it got to the point it was blowing out so hard it made like an indent in the floor from where it was spraying. It made an indent in the floor and it would spray back out onto my legs.
Oh.
And I'm about to go into this person's grandmother's house, and like Callum and Sasha are there as well, and I'm just there like little 15-year-old Aiden, so embarrassed, and I've got to go in smelling like absolute shit. I'm covered in shit. I have to go in the shower, and then it starts again, and I'm taking a shower, and I'm shitting the same thing, and it's spraying everywhere,
How
bro.
did you go on another trip after that?
Because it was amazing. Look at how much joy this story's giving you guys now. My own discomfort and Silky's grandmother's discomfort as well for having me in their house. Because I smelt so bad, and like everyone's there bullying me. You know, I was obviously getting bullied.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. You can't do something like that and not take some fucking scrap for that.
Yeah, they
Poo
usually
boy.
have to,
But yeah, it was worse than poo boy. Believe me, that was awful.
Terrible.
Have you ever taken a shit and have it spray back on your legs?
No.
Like if I was
And I
facing
hope
like
to God I
this,
never
I
did.
could have literally like done my tag on the wall or something.
Gape. That would be the gape tag.
But yeah, oh.
We'll cut it.
Shit joke.
No, but back to the ice bath though. If people haven't been, they've got to go.
Ice bath.
Ice
You
bath.
guys haven't been to the ice bath, have you?
Is Munich good for
What is
training?
Munich is
Munich
fucking
really
sick
good
for
for
training.
training.
Munich's sick.
Except for Red City. So
Yeah, I agree.
Alright,
with
the
that.
ice baths is a separate experience. Even for anyone who's listening who doesn't train,
Right.
you should still go to the ice
Still go
baths.
there,
It's
so
just-
Is that the river that just fucking...
It
Yeah,
flows round for ages, and you literally just get taken. You don't even have to
Yeah.
swim. You're just there.
People
It's so
people
good.
do like the tricks into it and shit.
Yeah.
That's in all the classic
yeah,
It's
vids.
so nice.
Oh,
And then
And then if you don't catch yourself, there's some
Yeah.
bridges and some spots to catch yourself, but right at the end, if you don't catch yourself at the end, there's one wire, really thin, like clothesline wire, that if you miss that, then you go forward. There's like these rocks that makes this like turbulent waves that surfers use
yeah.
to go on there, but
And
if
it's
you,
like
if
a
you
long-
miss the catch,
It's
you
like a
sink straight
long
into it.
concrete slope as well.
So if you don't cut off, you get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get fucked up. You never miss it though. It's so
I'm
easy.
assuming it's
You
quite
put
easy.
your- put your
I
arms up
missed.
and
I
anywhere.
fucking missed it.
You missed it?
Yeah, but
You won't miss it though. Of course Aiden's missed it.
I fucking missed it.
Aiden's
Like,
about
all
missed
these
it.
like German surfers like shouting at me. I'm like,
Look at
what
that.
the fuck? What do you mean? Like,
Like,
they were fuming at me. I remember just like, you look like Damien Walters, but a cunt,
Look at
just
what-
staring at
look
me
at
like
that.
fucking really pissed off at me.
Damien Walters?
No, he looked like Damien Walters. He's just shouting at me in
so he's
German.
just
I'm just
bald.
some ute. I'm like, like getting drowned. But getting out from there was so hard.
After that.
I had to swim against the current. I'm shit at swimming. I'm just there like doggy paddling. I'm basically just flicking my nipples because I'm so shit at swimming. I'm just there like that, and I fucking. Obviously, I'm still here, so I got out. I don't remember how, but I'm out.
Some point.
But yeah, it is possible to miss.
And then, you get to the end, and then because you all go as a big group, obviously everyone jumps in at the same time.
Yeah.
When you get to the end, and then everyone comes out. Most of you are in your underwear. You're sopping wet. You jump on a tram for free. Go right back to the beginning. Do it all again.
Yeah.
Oh man, where do you put your stuff while you do this?
You leave it
People
because
watching it, yeah.
everyone's doing it. So like,
Is
no
it?
one's, it's
Yeah.
the same as leaving your shit at the beach when you go in the ocean. Like,
Yeah.
99% of people aren't going to take it, and I think we left ours in a bush. So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And that's the same. I think a few of them weren't going in. Like,
Sick. That
it's,
sounds
it's,
fucking
it's
cool.
worth it for
I want to do that. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
Munich's
Yeah.
sick, man.
Let's go to Munich.
Yeah, Munich's so cool.
G-Fam, hit us up. We'll come train with you in Munich.
They're in Frankfurt.
Yeah, but they can go to
Yeah,
Munich
Come to
surely.
Munich.
They would.
Fun. Well, I've not heard good things about Frankfurt for training, so.
I love you, G-Fan boys, but your spots are shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're good at them. I'm not. I'm just there like.
good.
yeah.
Got a lighter?
What about places that people want to go they haven't been yet?
India.
Where's someone you
Everywhere.
India?
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, I can't.
But like top of your list. Top of your
My
list.
list.
Where to go now?
Madrid.
Back to Madrid.
He's never
Oh,
been.
you didn't go.
Yeah, Madrid, I would.
I'd 100% go back to
I
Madrid.
might get back to Madrid. I think it's a shame that Arena got banned.
I want to go to Prague, but not in the winter.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Prague was so good.
Prague was so good. I just
just
literally
cold.
couldn't warm up and if I did warm up and then sat still for more than 3 seconds,
Also,
I was immediately.
Next time we go to Prague, we'll go in summer and we'll sleep outside.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Bun that gym that beefed
Sleep-
us for tagging on their thing.
Oh yeah.
Sleeping in Prague can
It
be
was
quite
not
fucking
famous
risky. I ended up,
now.
I think it was on my birthday, I had my whole bum bag stolen, passport, iPhone 11,
Oh mate.
everything stolen on my birthday.
How the fuck?
So we just got off this bus to Prague. Oh, sorry, I fired, but not on the mic. And like we're all of us were knackered. We're absolutely fucking dead. We didn't know any roofs to sleep on or anything. We're just like fuck it. Like same thing I said before. We just need a place to sleep. And we're walking through this bit, and it's kind of like how I said Milan was. We're like, this is sketchy. Like, we don't want to sleep here, but
Yeah.
maybe we don't have a choice, you know. There's like bare people like conked down,
Prague
like
didn't seem
stumbling
very
around.
sketchy
No,
when
it's
I was
fucked.
there.
No. Prague's pretty.
I could
fucked.
see it being sketchy, but like when I don't know when we were there. It was
When I
just
went to
chill.
the police to see if anyone had found my passport, he's like, you slept outside here? He's like, you fucking idiot, you deserve to have your passport. And then he's like, fuck
Oh,
off.
shit.
I'm like, right.
That's me.
So we're walking up this hill, and like we hear these noises like, and we're like, what the fuck, like, what's going on up there?
It was
And
random.
this guy, it's like a turret, it's like a fucking castle turret, and this fucking guy just comes out with his shirt off like, hey friends, you have cocaine? And we're like, no mate. And he's like, okay, and then he goes back and starts shagging again. It's just like these people fucking up in this like turret, and this is where we're about to sleep in this area. We're all like, fuck me. Alright, this
He's
is
coming
bad.
to your turret next.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going
On
to
the
your
bright
time.
side, you know that he's too busy to rob you.
Well, someone wasn't too busy to rob me.
But
It's like, I'm in my hammock and I was so stupid, I didn't do my bum bag up, I just had it in my hammock, not thinking that it would fall out.
yeah.
Like no one went into my hammock to take it off of me, so I don't really blame the guy, to be fair.
What, it fell out and they picked it up?
Fell out, would have rolled down a little bit,
Yeah.
Right.
would have got my phone, my passport, and then I had to get emergency travel documents, which is long.
Yeah. That is so.
man.
Not what you
that
want to
is
be
so
dealing with when you
shit.
So I was in fucking Europe for like 2.5 months with no phone, no debit card, because I lost my card before I even went away. I'm like, I'm still gonna send it, I'm still gonna go. I just used like I had to PayPal Nathan money to take me out cash. And I had to do that for the entire trip.
Mate, that's tapped.
I had no boxes, no phone, no passport.
Where'd your barkies go?
I shat myself a lot, innit?
Same trip.
I then just got fucked. Like,
You shut yourself like every day.
I packed barely anything. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it, I'd buy it.
I would see clips of
Passports
you and
and
you'd
that.
just be in a bum bag, like, in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of mad. No spare tea?
Wait, I haven't been to Europe with just a bum bag. I've been to Scotland with just a bum bag.
Oh, right, no, I thought...
I was there for like 4 days, and this
Maybe
Ross Byrne's fucking mum like hosting us, and she's like, I won't try and butcher the accent to be fair, but like she's like oh, like sorry, you really smell bad. Like, do you want me to wash your clothes? And I'm like, oh, they're all I got. And she's like, what? Like, you went away with just a bum bag? I'm like, yeah, thought it was pretty sick. I thought it was a flex.
Thought it was a good idea, yeah.
And then she went with a pouch of baccy, and that's it.
That's all you need.
No,
Eh?
no risen fits, just the backy. He'll get the risen fits when he's there.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
Yeah,
my
fair.
dad's going to see.
Nice. Well, I think we've talked about a lot of stories. It's been quite mishmash.
Yeah, there's been
Yeah,
a
sorry,
lot.
it's very
Congratulations
That's all
on
right.
making it this far.
Yeah, if you made it this far, you're in total top arm.
Big ups.
Sorry if it was very ropey. We just enjoy our stories loads.
I like cutting in with all my shit stories.
It's just easy.
As in, like, physical
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
That's
physical
stories.
poo.
Physical.
Let us know for real if you want us to do something else like this, because oh my god, do we probably still have a lot of stories to
Yeah,
tell.
I've got way more.
Yeah.
I've got a few,
I've
and we'll
got
make
some-
more
I've got
because
some
we're so
more
cool that we
things.
go out and do that. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
How crazy is that, guys?
Yeah, let us know if you
So-
enjoyed this one. Wait, laughing?
Because I just went full scripted and then it was terrible. You know what I mean? You know, you start to try and like talk about something specific instead of like having a normal conversation, and it just goes like you're just like, what the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
Like when Toby was saying on his podcast, when they like turn the camera around, they start talking like, well, blah, blah, and they're like, oh, actually, fuck this. And they just turn, that's basically what I just did.
Oh,
And then Dill clearly clocked it. Was like, what dickhead. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you listened this far, shout out to anyone who watched the shot collar video. Watch it again if you want to. We'll be making more shit soon. Aiden will feature on a dedicated podcast to more about him because he's such a legend. And then we'll also talk about more trips and that. Yeah, you have to do it now. So there's also a secret that Aiden doesn't know that we're not going to tell anyone. So.
Alright, everyone, everyone DM Chris's mum and we'll get the secret out of it.
And if you're
we're not telling her either.
No, I'm not saying about the secret, I've just been like some blackmailing business or something like that.
if you're sexy and single and you're like 60 years old, DM my mum. I'm not joking. Carolyn Parks, Facebook. She'll be friends with me if you're friends with me. So
Nah, you're
get at
gonna
it.
get some weirdo that's trying to
Oh yeah, but my mum's not going to do anything about it. She's not exactly. What do you mean? My mum's going to reply like, "Oh yeah, your sound."
No, I think someone would actually try and fucking get your mum's profile.
But if you could send.
Out of any like the 30 people who listen to this podcast, one of them's going to be a sexy 60-year-old man.
Actually, 70 listeners, mate.
Oh, right.
It's double that. They're always going to be sexy men.
But yeah, if you're feeling nice, rate our podcast on Spotify because apparently that makes a big difference.
Yeah, and also answer any questions that I put on. Or so if you want to play new topics, I'll put questions up and you can answer them, and then we can talk about stuff you want us to talk about. Aiden's just walking around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got a lighter?
This was fun and ropey.
What's fun? I'll
Yeah,
make it. I'll try because I'm a ropey sort of guy.
More ropey sort of
I'll try
guy.
and make it less ropey when I'm next on.
Thanks again, everybody.
Yeah, love you lot.
Bye.
Big ups.
Who's got a lighter then?
And DM us your